This is ANN News Brief.
Good morning, I'm Lucy Adeyemi. Human Rights Watch, HRW, has accused Tanzanian authorities of suppressing dissent. The rights group says Tanzanian authorities have stepped up repression of opposition parties and non-governmental organizations ahead of next month's elections. Human Rights Watch has also criticized new media restrictions which prevent media outlets from covering politically sensitive topics, including the coronavirus pandemic. Human Rights Watch also said since mid-June, at least 17 opposition party members and critics of the government have been arrested. It says it is no coincidence that Tanzanian government has increased its repression so close to October's elections. The rights group says that the National Electoral Commission has banned some organizations that have monitored previous polls from doing so this time. A private media house, Clouds TV, was suspended last week for announcing election statistics that had not been approved by the electoral body. Observers of the Tanzanian political scene are expecting a free and fair elections. The Zimbabwean government has reopened schools for students who will sit for examinations later in the year. The cabinet made the decision after consultations with education and health officials for learning institutions to open in 2 weeks. Authorities say those preparing for Cambridge examinations will resume in September, while students preparing for the December Zimbabwe School Examinations Council examinations will resume later this month. Information Minister Monica Mutswanga said 2 weeks were enough for measures to be put in place to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Zimbabwe has reported nearly 7,000 coronavirus cases. Last month, the World Health Organization and UNICEF urged African countries to consider reopening schools safely to secure the future of children who were being affected by the long closure. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's High Court has released on bail a journalist who was arrested with an opposition politician who was detained after calling for anti-government protests in July. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Ousted Sudanese former President Omar al-Bashir appeared in court over his role in the military coup in 1989 that led him to power. Several co-accused were in court as well on Tuesday at the start of Bashir's trial. The former Sudanese president is also facing prosecution over the killing of protesters and is wanted by the International Criminal Court on charges of genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity in the country's Darfur region. Bashir was ousted in April last year by military officers following months of nationwide demonstrations. He was sentenced to 2 years in December for corruption. That is ANN News Brief at 10. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.